right, we are good to go.
Okay, I can call the meeting to order.
Yep.
Okay, it is 6:30 p.m. and I'd like to call the meeting to order. And just a reminder for benefit of transcribing minutes, since this is a virtual meeting, I'm going to ask the commissioners to please state their name before they make any comments or questions. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Bahan,
Here.
Commissioner Zink,
Present.
Commissioner Beck,
Here.
Commissioner John,
Here.
Commissioner Daniels,
Here.
Commissioner Jablonski,
Here.
Commissioner Williford,
Here.
Commissioner McDaniel,
Here.
Commissioner Byrd.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, great. Before we begin, I just wanted to welcome our new commissioner, Michael Jablonski. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly, and also to thank Commissioner Tom Knotts for his service. Going on to our consent items. Item TNP 162, approval of the January 14th, 2021 Planning Commission regular session minutes. Item 3, COS 2021-8, consideration of a Norman Rule Certificate of Survey submitted by Oklahoma Wildlife Properties, Pollard and Whited Surveying for Indian Hills Ridge Estates for approximately 80.016 acres of property located a half-mile north of Indian Hills Road on the west side of 144th Avenue Northeast. Item 4, PP-2021-7, consideration of a preliminary plat submitted by Monterey Development Company, LLC, Lemke Land Surveying for Monterey Addition for approximately 17.88 acres of property generally located a quarter mile south of Cedar Lane Road and a eighth of a mile east of 12th Avenue Southeast. Does any member of the commission wish to remove any of the items from the consent docket? Seeing none, does any member of the audience wish to remove any of the items from the consent docket? And if so, announce which items are being pulled to be discussed in their regular order. I would love to hear a motion.
Dave Beck, so moved.
Aaron Williford, seconded.
And a vote.
Commissioner Bahan,
Aye.
Commissioner Zink,
Yes.
Commissioner Beck,
Yes.
Commissioner John,
Yes.
Commissioner Daniels,
Yes.
Commissioner Jablonski,
Abstain, but I'd like to say I was just appointed 2 days ago, and since I'm so new, my plan is to abstain from all votes for the evening, and then I'll engage normally in the next meeting.
Commissioner Williford,
Yes.
Commissioner McDaniel,
Yes.
Commissioner Byrd.
Yes.
The motion carried 8-0.
You're muted.
Thank you. Moving to our non-consent items, number 5, O-2021-30, Alpha Chi Omega Housing Corporation, Psi Chapter of Alpha Chi Omega requests special use for a fraternity or sorority house for property currently zoned R3 multifamily dwelling district and located at 1115 College Avenue. I think we have a staff presentation.
We do. Can everybody see the screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So welcome, commissioners. I'm glad we're back in Zoom. We've got a full house, so that's awesome. But yes, tonight's item for the Alpha Chi Omega House is they're requesting special use for a fraternity or sorority. I would like to make one correction that was in the staff report. I apologize. On page 5-3 of the staff report, under the site plan, it states that the new building is proposed as a 2-story structure. I apologize, that should say 3-story structure. It's currently a 2-story and they are proposing a 3-story. But I want to make sure we got that on the record. Go through a couple slides here. So this is the subject tract located at the corner of College and Elmwood. The current zoning is R3. And they will be requesting R3 with the special use. This area is considered Greek Row. We've got several of the fraternities and sororities for OU in this area. And then as you can see on the east side of this track is the existing Stedman Village, the commercial zoning there. Again, this is the subject tract and it does outline how the existing building is set up, and it shows that there's a drive in the front on the west side there on College, and there's a parking lot on the east side. Again, you've got Greek houses to the northwest, south, and then we've got the Stedman Village, which I believe OU owns either all of or the majority of at this point. Here's an aerial of the site once again. This is the proposed, how they will amend. No, this is the proposed. This is the sidewalk in the front and how they will change the parking setup that they have. And then this is the existing, which has the driveway there on College. Again, they'll be removing that driveway and putting a sidewalk and then having the parking come in off of College, and then the parking will be over there on the east side of the building. Here's the site plan. As you see, they will be installing sidewalks along the outside of the property here. Landscaping. Here's another site plan showing the parking, showing the dumpster location and the route for the, this is the route for the dumpster, the trash truck to service the dumpster there. Again, this is the existing building. This is looking to the south. This is looking back to the north. There's, sorry, I've got to admit someone here. This is looking to the north. That there was a new house built to the west of this proposal there. You can see that new one. Sorry, these slides are not switching on me very fast. This is the parking lot that's across the street for that new building that's there. This is looking to the west. This is looking at the subject tract from the southeast corner. So this is the existing building, and then this is a parking lot that you're looking at here. And this is where the parking lot will still be located, but this is just the existing site. This is looking back to the west. And then this is looking back to the east with OU and Stedman there. You'll notice in the staff report that this applicant has several variances that they will be going to Board of Adjustment for. This applicant has been working on this project for several years, and they were not aware that they had to go to Board of Adjustment as opposed to attaching the variances to the special use request. But to keep them on their timeline, We have brought this to you with the understanding that the applicant does have to go to Board of Adjustment. They will go February 24th. Their application is already in and they're ready to go. They also understand that if anything is not approved at Board of Adjustment, that they will not be able to go forward to City Council with their item. They'll have to come back to Planning Commission with a different zoning request. Typically, it would be a SPUD, and they would write their own narrative and ask for you as Planning Commission to approve those variances for them. This is the proposed elevations. Here's just another one that they submitted. We submit this application to you for your consideration for the R3 with special use. And again, the variances will go to Board of Adjustment for approval before this goes forward to City Council. The applicant is on here. I believe he has a presentation for you and he can answer any questions that you guys might have as well.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
No.
Sorry, applicant presentation.
Well, my name is Matt Siebert. I'm with Bacchus Paint Architecture, representing Omega. And I don't have, Ms. Hudson did a great job. I don't have anything to add to that. She and I have been working together the last couple of weeks. The only thing I will, we had been working with staff for quite some time and did not understand that we needed to be on the Board of Adjustment instead of the special use. And so we are a little bit out of order, but it wasn't intentional.
So is it open for questions?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, this is Dave Beck. I have a big question. What happened to the circle drive? All the other houses have circle drives, and I'm not sure, never having been Greek, how that all works, but usually those driveways are set up so people can come pick up somebody or drop someone off, or if there's a bus coming to pick up the girls to go to a party somewhere, all of a sudden there's no circle drive, and that seems to me to provide a blockage on the street if you have anything like that happens.
Well, we have a straight shot through on the north side that they could easily pull a bus in, just like they're going to pull their deliveries in, and the same route that the garbage truck will be taking. Okay. So they won't be blocking that west side.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we actually, you know, it's the parking spaces. So we're required to have one per bed. We have 87 beds, and so that's really kind of what gets us. And so we removed the drive as a means by which to gain back some pervious area versus being impervious. And the design, we didn't want it, but we do have the ability to pull the bus off of the street on the north side of the house, similar to the semi deliveries for the food and the trash truck, as I mentioned.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you bet.
Hi, Matt. This is Noman. I have a question. You said that there are 87 beds. What's the current occupancy of the building that's out there?
The current house?
Yeah.
Is approximately 70 beds.
Okay. So so 17 more spots will need to be added. Is that right?
Well, that's one of the variances we're requesting. So we've been able to get 77 on the site, and it's very tight, and it's created a problem with some of the landscaping around the borders. We do have in place, the sorority has renting 10 spots from Kappa Sigma, which is to the west. And so they're currently doing that and plan to continue it. So that's the 10 spots that we're short. So we have 87 beds and 77 spots, to answer your question.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
You bet.
Any more questions for the applicant?
This is Mark regarding the impervious area.
Yes, sir.
The max allowed is 65. So what will the percentage be as designed now? It doesn't really say in the report.
Yeah, we're closer to 80. The house itself, there's an allowance up to 40%, and we're at about 25 for the property, for the structure itself.
It's all
We get
parking.
to the 80 is with the parking and the sidewalks, yeah, that are on our property, yeah. And the other hardscape for the bicycle parking and just access around the site. The net increase from the historic to what we're proposing is just under 6,000 square feet of impervious area, and we are doing detention up on the northeast corner of the parking lot, so we don't impact the stormwater flow.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Any more questions for the applicant? Seeing none, I'd like to open for audience comments. Do you guys have anybody there? Okay. I don't see any audience comments, so I'll move on to Planning Commission discussion. Seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Oh, wait.
Oh, can I pop up real quick? Erin Williford, Commissioner Beck, I was just going to pop up and mention to you as a out-of-date former sorority girl, I think that circle drives are much less common than you think, and typically the buses just pull into the parking lot. So I just wanted to mention that, and also I think this looks like a great plan.
Well, the newer houses have all built them, so I just wasn't Greek, so I don't understand the Greek system. But thank you, Commissioner Williford, for filling me in.
Anytime, sir.
Well, this is Dave Beck. I don't hear any discussion, so I move to approve.
Steve McDaniel, I'll second.
Great. And I'll take a vote.
Commissioner Bahan,
Yes.
Commissioner Zink,
Yes.
Commissioner Beck,
Yes.
Commissioner John,
Yes.
Commissioner Daniels.
Yes.
Okay, and Commissioner Jablonski is abstaining. Commissioner Wilford,
Yes.
Commissioner McDaniel,
Yes.
Commissioner Byrd.
Yes.
The motion carried 8-0.
Okay, moving forward to our next item, 6-0-2021-31, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Norman, Oklahoma, amending Chapter 22 zoning ordinance, Article 11, specific district regulations, Section 429.310A, directing historic district appeals to the Board of Adjustment, amending Article 13, administration, Sections 4413A and 4416 to include Historic District Commission and providing for the severability thereof. And we'll just start with the staff presentation.
Well, presentation's a pretty fancy word for what I'm about to do. Honestly, I'm just formally introducing this to you. The staff report's very explanatory. We had a matter where someone went after the fact of work to the Historic District Commission to get a certificate of appropriateness, was denied, filed an appeal with several arguments, and one of their procedural arguments was successful. And so in response to a Court of Civil Appeals opinion, we are going to implement what the court mandated there, which is that our Historic District Commission decisions get rerouted from City Council appeal to go to the Board of Appeal, the Board of Adjustment. And following the Board of Adjustment, they would then follow that appeals process. So it's just implementing the court's decision. I'm happy to answer any questions though that you might have.
Any questions for staff?
How does that change anything?
Well, before they would not have gone to the Board of Adjustment at all. And so in this case, they won't be going to City Council at all anymore, because from the Board of Adjustment, they go straight to District Court.
What kind of elements, I've submitted stuff to the Historic District Commission and had projects before them. What kind of elements would go forward to the Board of Adjustment, or is it everything goes to the Board of Adjustment?
Well, as written, any person aggrieved by a decision of the Historic District Commission, save postponements, would have the right of appeal to go to the Board of Adjustment. So it does send everything that way.
Oh, so we're talking about the Board of Adjustments may say, we want this kind of window, and the owner and his architect, hopefully he has an architect, would say, well, no, we want to use this kind of window. So that would go to the Board of Adjustments to be evaluated and made a decision on.
Right. And I think the court's reasoning is that is a relaxation requested to the zoning ordinance overlay of the Historic District Commission, and therefore it should be treated similarly.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. It changes everything, but yeah.
But it makes sense.
Any other questions?
Any comments from the audience? Any planning commission discussion?
Just one comment. I did go back and read the case. Looks like this started back in 2012, 2011, somewhere in there. So it's a pretty interesting case. So if you get tired and want to read something pretty boring or read something pretty informative, you can probably go ahead and pull that case out and read it.
So are the Board of Adjustment going to get any training on historic preservation?
I think that's a fair point. It's something we've discussed is preparation. When things like this happen and new things go to new tribunals, we do tend to make sure that they're caught up on the new concepts they'll be seeing. And the Historic District Commission is very niche. So I think that's a fair point.
Well, I've been on it, and I've also been in front of it, and I've always criticized the fact that even the Historic District Commissioners seem to want to be designers. And I understand there's historic district ordinances that come from the National Park Service, but that's always been one of my pet peeves, is that just needs to be more discussion, and hopefully the allowance to go to the Board of Adjustment will help that.
Okay, I would entertain a motion if there's not any more comments. Dave, I think you're muted.
Yeah, this is Dave Beck, and I move to approve. Hit the button wrong.
Aaron Milliford, second.
And the vote?
Commissioner Bahan,
Yes.
Commissioner Zink,
Yes.
Commissioner Beck,
Yes.
Commissioner John,
Yes.
Commissioner Daniels,
Yes.
Commissioner Jablonski abstains, Commissioner Williford,
Yes.
Commissioner McDaniel,
Yes.
and Commissioner Byrd.
Yes.
The motion carried 8-0.
Moving to item 7, miscellaneous comments of planning commissioners and staff.
Welcome, Michael. You're amongst a good group of smart individuals.
Thanks. It's good to be here. I look forward to working with everyone and learning from your experience.
You want to tell us
Okay.
about yourself? I don't know anything about you, so.
Oh, yeah, I'll put my shyness aside. I've got a young family, several kids, 4 kids. My wife and I both work for the university. We've been here almost 13 years. I thought it was going to be temporary, and then, life's exciting. I've done a little bit of service in the community for the public schools and other community groups, and I'm excited to get to serve the city.
What department are you in?
Mathematics.
Ooh.
Save the groans. But I've been doing it long enough to realize I don't know very much mathematics. So if that makes any sense.
Well, welcome.
Okay, I'd like to go ahead and call to adjourn. I think that's all I have to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else to come before commission? Okay, I'm going to declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank
See y'all
you.
later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.